Hello world, coming to you live and direct from Ghana, baby. Ghana, baby. I am your new host, Lizzabitty. I have fired Mr. Lance Scurv off his own channel. For those of you who are wondering why, hey, he deserved to be fired. Sometimes people have to be fired to get put in their place. And
Can
there
I
you
have
have
my
it.
job back, please?
So, whether or not you heard that or not, there is some noise in the background. I think that's him crying for his job again.
I love what I do. Take me back.
You see what I'm dealing with here? This is why he was fired.
Please tell her to take me back.
You see?
I'll be a good worker. I do the best work.
Terrible, terrible, terrible. Today's topic, coming to you from the Ayarifa Mall. It's a new mall here in Ghana that opened up, I believe, on December the 19th. Wow. It's a small mall, but hey, we decided to take the challenge and come up here and give you awesome views and awesome content. Today, we're going to be talking about community.
Yes.
A lot of you have on your plate, you're teetering on whether you're going to repatriate, relocate, immigrate into these different nations here on Alkebulan. I want to say this to you. As we talk about community, there's some things that I think a lot of people are not getting. There seems to be a lot of misnomers out there. So let's start with, if you decide to move into a rural community and you want to plant your feet there on solid ground, how are you going to seek success in that? What things should you do? Let me first tell you this. Isolating yourself is not going to be to your favor. It would likely be to your detriment. If you come here and you decide to isolate yourselves, be willing to accept whatever comes along with self-isolation, okay? And ask yourself, why are you isolating yourself from the local people of the community, of that country? It is not palatable because Africans do not live that way. That is a Western construct to always be away, away, away. So you're going to have to mentally prepare yourself for that. You may always find yourself with neighbors coming to your home and you're thinking to yourself, well, I never answer my door for people who I didn't invite. Well, this is Alkebulan. This is not how they do things here. So some of these ideologies that you have, you're going to have to relinquish them. You're going to have to relinquish them. I am not telling you to give up who you are as a person. But what I am telling you to give up is a lot of the Western constructs that you have been used to using in your daily life because they're not going to work here on the continent. Another item, community. How do you think one wants to feel when you join the community? You can start by learning the language. Now, I am a person who is seasoned. I'm not as seasoned as the fired man, Mr. Lance Scurv, but I'm seasoned.
She's seasoned.
I will tell you this. Languages have always been difficult for me. The only language outside of English that I have ever mastered was American Sign Language. You may be asking yourself, well, why is that, Lizzabitty? That is because sign language allows me to speak freely without all of these syntaxes and past verbs and present tenses, and I'm able to speak. And I like that. I like that about the language. So learning the local language, even for myself, is going to be difficult. It is not going to be an easy task. I'm never going to give you a picture that this is the easiest thing ever. It isn't. But preparation in terms of your mental health versus reality will definitely take you a long way. Community. Third point. Do not think that you're going to come over to these countries and scam the locals. You may be asking yourself, again, well, Lizzabitty, why? I'll tell you why. There is something about the community in terms of community and tribal law. And you may say, well, that doesn't exist in all those places. The lies you tell, the lies you tell. Yes, it does. So don't think that you're going to walk around and leave unpaid debts to people who you sequestered for work, and now you've decided because it wasn't what you thought it should be that you're not going to pay them. How we conduct business here is different than in the West. So please, 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 you're going to have to reprogram your mind. That Western construct at some point is going to have to be eliminated. You don't want to find yourself on the wrong side of the local community because of something that you in yourself failed to do to achieve what you thought was the dream on the continent. So detach yourself from a lot of the Western ills that continue to plague us all. But don't leave locals shafted. If they do the work, it may not be to your standard. Okay, let's talk and let's get it up to standard, up to snuff. Let's talk about it. But don't just leave people out in the lurch. I'm telling you, you don't want to find yourself in a situation. That's all I'm going to say. This is not the time or place to get into intricate details about potentialities of what could occur in your life by doing what we call F-ish. Yeah, I said it. I said it from God. Fourth, if you are a person like myself, I have no children. So my circle here on the continent, I know a lot of people on the continent in many different African nations. So I know people, I can move a little bit different. But what I'll say this, let's say that your local network is not as vast as you intend for it to be when you first get on. But yes, it's going to grow exponentially as you move forward. What I would say to you is this, okay? Be mindful that you need community to succeed. So you're going to need these people. Reach out. Be the one that takes the initiative. Trust me, we each have a huge knowledge base for knowledge exchange. Consider it new terminology, new catchphrase. Knowledge bartering. Knowledge bartering. Yes, you're going to exchange these wonderful ideas with each other. You're going to mix them. Hey, I know this if you know that. I can do this if you can do that. If you head over to my channel, I recently did a short video on bartering and how it came about into fruition. But think of this in terms of community knowledge bartering. Because there's things that the diaspora know that some of the persons here on the continent, they do not know. And so we have to be the ones that initiate a lot of these causes to better support one another. It is no secret that the West has kept us at bay from each other for all this time. And do you know why? They've done it because if we unify, we are very, very powerful. I'm not saying to you, even with our unification, that there wouldn't be hiccups, because surely there would be. There would be hiccups along the way. However, at the same time, together as a collective, collectivism, community advocacy, you will be stellar in all that you do. Okay? So, again, I am just trying to give you some ideas, some pointers as to how to make your life on the continent just a little bit more better. A little bit more better. And I don't want us all coming here and only living in expat enclaves. If that's what you came here for, stay at home. If that is your life, stay at home, wherever home is. Because the self-isolation is not going to help you in terms of, again, getting deep in the weeds with your local community. Number 5, I think I'll make this one my final point. Think of starting an NGO that could actually benefit the people here. Here meaning Alkebulan, wherever you're deciding to repatriate, okay? I am a person, I move in silence. I don't like people knowing my moves. One, I don't want to hear your mouth about what I'm doing. Run your own show. I got mine. Secondly, I like the element of surprise anytime I do something. What do I mean by that? So if you form an NGO, and let's say it is for orphanages, I'm just using something that's blanket out there. Never tell the right hand what the left hand is doing. Of course, use your advocates that are on ground to assist you in that plight in getting your NGO legal. That's the first thing, getting your NGO legal. Okay? Do good works. Do good works. Because you will garner more in this life than you ever knew. I'm going to give you an example of a story that was shared with me and a colleague of mine since we've been here in Ghana. Okay, I've been here for some weeks now. I don't talk about how I move. As I said, I move in silence. There's a gentleman here, and he does a lot of good works within his local community. The local community was saying that if this particular gentleman went out into, let's say, one of the local markets late at night to the store and somebody jumped him, okay? And some kids saw it. Because of the works that he's done within his local community, the persons that were jumping him, those children will begin to fight for him. And it's not about him being an elder, because he's not an elder. It is because he has shown thy works. Show thy works. Yeah, best phrase I can say. So since he's done good deeds and good works, the people are solidified in his position within that local community, and they are not with the mess or people trying to take that, because they know what value he brings. He is a value-added person. So, I hope that you have enjoyed my spiel today about community here on Alkebulan. It is definitely something set to be said about doing what we're doing. Now, a side piece to that, okay? As you all watch me blot myself. I'm in a place that is very hot. Am I complaining of the heat? No, not at all. You know why? One, before I even came here on this visit, I was already vitamin D deficient. So I am just in love with the fact that I have this great bountiful sun to take a hold of my life whilst I'm here. I am ecstatic and elated about that. So, yeah. Mama Alkebulan can help you define a lot of things in your current life. You have got to be willing to open yourself up for those lessons and to how you will finish the race. Finish the Race VL has some good videos. I say to you, go and check her out. Positive videos, good content, okay? So, I want to thank you all for joining me today. As I have said, I have fired Mr. Lance Scurv from his job. Do not ask me when he's coming back. I have no earthly idea. Don't you enjoy seeing my beautiful face? Anyway, I am going to remove myself from the camera and give you a great view of what you can see. Lizzabitty out. Thank you.